Give yourself a moment to arrive into practice today. Just allow stillness. So often our mind tells us we should be doing things, fixing things, changing things, but when we come to the mat, we just see if we can arrive in this space of just allowing, letting go. However busy your mind might be, just arrive into this practice, this sense of grounding. And hopefully we'll find a way to move towards just being a little more attentive, noticing a little more, listening a little deeper. You might like to start just by inviting just that tiny hint of a smile to the corners of your mouth. And just noticing what happens as the muscles relax. Let's take our arms down by the side of the body. Breathing in, lifting up. Sighing out. Find a rhythm with your own breath. Inhaling as we draw in new energy into the body. Might feel just busyness move away from the mind, down through the body. Let's start by bringing the inside of our wrist together and just press wrist into wrist. Let your shoulders be heavy, neck long. And then we might start to roll one over the other. These are calming points on the body. Rolling back the other way. Let's flick our fingers out. And then we'll roll the wrists. And you might like to roll the elbows as well. All right, we're going to press one hand across and the other hand over. So we're pressing in both directions and side out. And inhale as we come back to the center, and then same on the other side. Press one hand under, one hand over. You might see you can roll the shoulder back just a little. Inhale to come up. Exhale. Notice if your sit bones stay heavy. If you feel like you're lifting up one side, just drop it back down. Don't need to press so far. And you might roll back that top shoulder. One more time each side. And we'll meet back in the center. Let's roll our shoulders. Both directions. And we'll take our right hand down and just place it underneath the leg, down on the ground, so this shoulder is heavy. Roll the ear down to the shoulder, and then we'll take the chin into the chest, come up halfway, and then same again. Just keep Taking small half circles. You might like to extend the opposite arm out. Just create a little bit of heaviness on the other side of the body. And let's change direction, come back the other way. Meet back in the center, shake it out a little bit. And then straight out to the other side. Left hand low, shoulder heavy. Take that ear down, roll the chin in, come up halfway. Just extend the right arm out if you like. And you might change direction. And we'll meet back in the center, shake it out again. Let's take our arms up into a kind of cactus shape. Just feel the hands gently tugging. So shoulders are heavy and shoulder blades are wide. And we'll take a breath in. As we sigh out, turn to the right. Just whatever range of movement you have. Inhale back to the center. And then we'll turn the other way, sigh out. Keep the neck in line with the body. Don't look behind. You might find as you twist, you can twist a little deeper. Sit bones stay heavy, spine long. Just feel that chin tucking in and the crown of the head lifting up. And we'll meet back in the center. Let's take the arms behind, just press down, lean back into the hands, open the chest. Take a breath or two here. And then we'll press ourselves up, walk the hands forward. And just take your shoulders as low as it feels comfortable to go. Sigh out. As you breathe, feel the belly press into the thighs. And let it go. One more breath. And we'll walk the hands back into the body. And one more. We're going to interlace the fingers. Take a breath in as we turn at the heart, press up and look up. Pause the breath and bring the eyes forward. And then slowly extend the hands wide. Inhaling, lifting, pressing, looking. Pause the breath, eyes come forward, and then sigh out. So see with this one, if you can bring your attention to that pause in between the breaths. We're inhaling to lift up. And then we pause the breath, eyes come forward, and then we sigh out. Just bring all your attention to that gap in between the breaths. Let's do two more. And the last one. So today we're going to do EFT, Emotional Freedom Technique. And it's essentially just an extension of the kind of tapping that we've done before, finding key acupressure points and This is an exercise for anxiety, for feelings of stress, tension, feeling overwhelmed. So let's just start by noticing how we feel. You might just come to the breath. And if you have no anxiety whatsoever, that's okay. And you might just give it a number from 0 to 10. 0 is no anxiety, and 10 is feeling completely overwhelmed and not able to cope with the challenges of the day ahead. Feeling of wanting to retreat, escape. So just notice how you feel on this day. And then we're going to just start on the inside of our little finger, so the kind of karate chop part of your hand, and we're going to bring our opposite hand into it and just tap all along the inside arch of your arm. Shoulders stay heavy. And just see if you can bring your awareness to the hand, just noticing the feeling. Noticing your breath, where your breath might be in the body, whether it's high in the chest and throat or deep in the belly. And then we'll, same on the other side, just come over to the other hand, switch hands. You can tap all the way alongside that inside line of the hand. So this is our heart meridian. You might remember that when our fire element is in balance, this is our heart and small intestine meridians. This is when we just allow life to be as it is without needing anything to be different. All the positives, all the negatives. We're not trying to fix things or change things. Just allowing all the energies of the world to be around us without upsetting us too much. All right, the second point is inside the eyebrow. So just on the inside line of the eyebrow, you can use both fingers or just one at a time, up to you. And right at the inside point of the end of your eyebrow. If you're just doing one side, switch over to the other. Just bring your attention to the front of the head. Take another breath. And the next point we'll do is on the outside of the eyebrows, that sort of natural indent that's at the side of the head. Just along the end of your eyebrows if you want to trace across. This is a point for focus and attention and good decisions, clarity, helping us move away from being reactive and responsive to whatever challenges face us and helping us make more considered decisions. And then we come underneath the eye. So that sort of bone right underneath the eye. You can just tap one side at a time or both sides, up to you. And if you do have any feelings of anxiety or overwhelm, sometimes it's good just to name this, just to allow it to be there. So you might just say something like, there is a lot going on. Just acknowledging mind is busy. There is so much going on right now. Without any judgment, without any analysis, just notice that feeling of busyness. now we're going to come down to the point just above the lip and under the nose. And then we'll go that sort of crease just above the chin and below the lip. Notice where your mind is. I like to just say again, there is so much going on right now. And then we'll bring our fingers down just below the collarbone, top of the chest. We regularly connect with this point in our Qigong practice. Just let the shoulders be heavy, and we're just working underneath the collarbone, inside the shoulder. And this is start of our lung meridian. Lungs is where we hold, might be holding on to someone or something from the past, something that feels unresolved, sadness, grief. Just notice where your mind takes you. Take another breath. Metal element is our lung and large intestine. A large intestine meridian is our kind of letting go point. So you might like to just take a big sigh. Just letting go of whatever's present. Nothing to fix, nothing to change. Just bringing attention into the body. And now we're going to lift up one of our arms and about 4 finger widths below the armpit, doesn't matter too exactly, but side of your rib cage, tapping in under here. Might feel a little tender or sensitive, that's okay. And then we'll drop that arm down, come straight over to the other side. And then the last point, we bring both hands to the top of our head and just tap on the very base of the skull, top of the skull. All right, let's bring our hands down to the body. Just take a few breaths, notice how you feel right now. You might like to scan through the body. And whatever number you gave to your sense of anxiety or stress or tension before, whatever it was, even if it was a 3 or a 4, just notice what it might be now. might like to invite that cheeky corner of the mouth grin back. Just feel that sense of relaxing of the muscles in the face. And if your eyes are closed, slowly blink them open. We're going to just do some gentle movements to finish today's practice. So if you're seated, just roll over onto all fours. And just bring hands under the shoulders, knees under the hips. And we'll start just by dropping our spine down, lifting our chin up. Take a breath. And then sigh out, chin comes to chest, roll the spine up, tuck the tailbone under. And then just keep moving in your own breath. See if you can really separate each vertebrae of the spine, pressing up. And you might like to start to just free up the movement a bit. Maybe press through the hands, lift the whole body up. Maybe roll from one side to the other. You might take the tailbone back towards the heels. Or you might just roll through the hips. Just noticing each joint, each part of the body where there might be tightness or tension. When you're ready, let's turn our fingers back towards the body, and then we'll just lean back. Just feel that sensation down the inside line of our arms. Just lean back as far as you find that sort of sense of strong engagement down the front of the arms. And then we'll rock forward, turn our fingers around. And this time you might just bend the elbows, drop the head down, and then just press back up. Keep the elbows close to the body. Press through each finger. Little finger, index finger, pressing down through each finger, the heel of the palm, the thumb. And slowly coming up, we're going to walk our hands forward, drop the shoulders down. Just let the body, upper body be heavy. Take a breath here. Let's walk our hands over to the side, just opening through the left side body. We're going to walk our hands to the right. Keep the shoulders heavy, fingers connected to the ground. Now when you're ready, come back to the center and then walk your fingers over to the other side. Just feel that strong stretch down the side of the body. And then we'll walk back to the center. Let's press our hands into the mat, walk the hands back towards the body. And this time we're going to tuck our toes and just take our sit bones to the heels. Let the shoulders be heavy. Just feel a strong sensation through the toes. Chest stays open. Just 2 more breaths. And then we'll take our hands back down to the ground. You might like to tap out the toes. Let's take our right knee and lift it out to the side. And we'll just take some small circles. You might like to change direction. And if you feel comfortable here, you might take that leg behind the body, stretch it out, and then slowly roll the right arm up. And we'll take it back down to the ground. Drop that knee down. Let's lift the left knee. Small circles on the other side. Changing direction. And if you feel comfortable here, we might extend that leg long. Take our left arm, reach it up. Make sure your shoulder is stacked over your wrist. Take a breath. And slowly bring the hand down. Drop the knee down. Let's take our hands all the way behind the body. Drop the sit bones back. We'll meet in a shell shape, a child pose. Just let the whole body be heavy. Keeping our knees on the ground, we're going to raise our arms up above the head. Let's take a big breath in, reaching up, lifting up, all the way up, and then sweeping the hands behind. Inhale, lift up, lift the tailbone up, reach behind. You might bend the back just a little, and then sweep the hands behind. Keep going in our own breath pattern, lifting up, breathing in, sighing out, letting go. If this is hard on your knees, you might like to have a towel or a blanket under the knees. Just take a break whenever you need to. One more time. Just come down all the way, side out, let it go. And as you breathe in, you might feel the belly press into the thighs. And the arms, the hands, the shoulders all be heavy. Everything sinking down, surrendering. Let's take our hands under the shoulders. Just very slowly press ourselves back up. And we'll just meet back in a seated position. If you have a block, you might like to use it again, just raising hips higher than the knees, and taking pressure off our spine. And we'll draw our hands to heart center. And take a moment just to find this spot right in the middle of your nipples and on the middle of your chest. There's a spot for calm on the body, usually called the Sea of Tranquility. And you might like to just rest the knuckles of your thumb on this point. Feel palm pressing into palm. Elbows can be wide, shoulders heavy, neck long. And just see if you can find the rhythm of your breath. Energy moving inwards to the center line. And we might just take a moment to thank ourselves for coming to the mat today, for prioritizing practice in our lives, this act of deep attention and deep listening. Often we think things need to change for us to be happy, or people need to be fixed or cured, or whatever issue they might have. But today we just honor being here, teaching ourselves to listen a little deeper and be a little more attentive to everything around ourselves, teaching our mind to be still, to listen a little closer. Let's bring our palms together, just create a little bit of heat. And you might like to bring the hands up to the face. Just make a small intention for the day, whatever it might be. And we'll bring our hands back together and just acknowledge shared energy of practicing each day.